How's it going? All right, so here we are. Like I say, normally I enjoy breaking the fast. I'm going to try to make these videos, I'm going to call it Sound On Blah 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 Part 2. Normally I'm going to try to make these videos right before I break my fast. This is the morning after, but I just completed 3 days, 3 nights, nothing but water. How does that sound? You go 3 days, 3 nights with nothing but water. Does that make you feel crazy a little bit? If you say no, I think you're lying, because it will make you a little bit crazy, So that's the rule. Like last month, I think I really broke through. So first of all, my fasting history, my resume, if you will, I got 7. Well, my first fast I did was 13 days, juice only, nothing but like vegetable juice, like pressed juice, like real juice, not store-bought juice. So my first fast was a 13-day juice only fast. Then I've got a bunch of 2 and 3 day fasts, and that led up to 7-day fasting. I've got 5 7-day fasts and 2 5-day fasts and lots of 3-day fasts. And my current plan is to do a 3-day fast once a month. So I'm like, if you watched my last video, I'm like a soldier in God's army, if you will. And I'm in the National Guard. I got 1 week in the month that I got to serve. And then I'm going to do 1 week a year. Instead of 2 weeks, I'm going to do 1 week a year. So I could do 2 weeks, right? I could probably do a 14-day fast. My ultimate goal is the 21-day. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm practicing for that. But yeah, so 3 days, 11 months, that's 33 days, plus a 7-day, that's 40 days of fasting, And that's a magical number in the fasting world, right? The 40-day fast. Like Christ never healed anyone, according to the Bible, until he took that 40-day fast. And I fancy myself a healer, so I got to do the work, And I do love the supernatural force that I like to call God. I'm not necessarily a Christian, but I'm learning from this man right here. This book is my new Bible. This is my fasting teacher. I'm learning from this man. So just wanted to talk to you about, like, last month, my fasting broke through because it became a, expression of gratitude. Like, I finally figured out why I'm doing it in a way that makes me stick to it. Like, it's not a diet. I don't, just not eating for a few days so you lose some pounds and look better or heal an ailment that you're suffering. That is a diet, or that's something. Fasting is a decision you make to get closer to God. And like this man says, he's very militant. Fasting is a hunger strike against the enemy. So I just made a hunger strike against the enemy. I did my duty. I hit the mark again. I'm hitting it every month right now, and I'm feeling great. And and it's like he says, you don't just fast, you declare a fast. Just like you declare a war, you declare a fast. I will not eat until I say so. This is over when I say it is. I have declared a fast. It's over when I say it is. So I like this militant attitude about it, and combined with the gratitude, like, thank you, God. Because, that works for me. Like gratitude, it's easy for me to pray like that. That's my comfort place, is to just be thankful. And I can feel really happy when I do that. So, fasting to me is an expression of gratitude for all that I've already been given. Like, thank you. Now, the trouble with fasting is you are rewarded for it openly, and I'll talk about that in a second. So then you have to fast again to say, oh, thank you so much. And then you get new rewards. It just keeps going. So anyway, I work for God. I am a member of God's army. And like I said, I'm in the Guard. I train, I drill once a month now. I've accepted it. I've been called. I've answered the call. I'm doing it. And my plan is a 1-year contract. For now, we're gonna start with 1 year and see where I'm at. Okay, let's get into this book because I wanna, if you are into fasting, like you can get there. I've got so many books on fasting and you get all the benefits and all the stories, etc. But what I like is the supernatural. This man is this is where he stays. He stays in the supernatural realm of fasting, like, and I like this. So I'm gonna read briefly to you. Whether done as a group or individually, fasting is a personal, private discipline. It is a sacrifice born out of expectancy. That is not to imply that fasting is a manipulative tool to get something from God, but a reasonable service that God rewards openly. Romans 12:1. You can look Romans 12:1 up if you would like. I don't know what it says. I don't really read the Bible. Reasonable service. This is a reasonable service that you perform that is rewarded openly. So you got lots of stories about people struggling to conceive, pretty common, and then having a breakthrough after a fast and then having a healthy baby boy. Happens all the time, apparently. Lots of stories. I've actually witnessed it IRL with a friend of mine. That's what happens if you listen to me talk about fasting. You're gonna get the bug, and you're gonna want to at least try it for yourself because it is hugely beneficial. Interesting, a good challenge. So, if it's rewarded openly, then why not ask for something? But you have to know what you want, And it's a reasonable service, It's kind of like, just say thank you. You're being offered a gift, and hey, whatever you want in the store, just reasonable service. What's reasonable? So I feel more comfortable asking for other people's prosperity, and like my dog, my parents, the elderly, the world, a close friend that maybe I got a crush on or something like that, and my daughter for sure. And so I included my daughter in the prayer, and then she comes to me. I've been trying to teach her how to do a handstand for years, and she comes to visit me yesterday, and she's got a video, and her thing is like, Dad, don't talk about it, whatever, but I'm gonna show you something, but you don't talk about it. You're gonna ruin it and make me not want to do it. Okay, what is it? She showed me a video. She's learned how to handstand in the last week. It's like, wow. So it made me very happy, of course, Love to see my daughter prosper and do great things. So now let's talk again. Have you ever seen a military man try to fit in his uniform 30 years later? Usually it won't even come close to buttoning down the front. When you're a soldier, you stay fit, you stay healthy, alert, and ready. Paul said we should live that way because the days are evil. The enemy prowls around waiting to attack, just as the angel told Daniel. Principalities of nations rise up to do battle, but we live as retired military, growing fat and comfortable. Fat and comfortable. Just going to church on Sunday, boring. Why do you not go to church? Because it's boring, right? Just say it. It's cool. Fasting is not boring. You want to do some true religion? Take a fast. Like this man says, a true Christian has 3 duties. If you say you're a Christian, you have 3 duties. Not like maybe I'll do it. No, you have 3 things that you must do. It's your job. You must fast, you must give, and you must pray. Many Christians have just stopped fighting altogether. Don't you like that? Christians fighting. You think it's just go to church and listen to a boring sermon, blah, blah, blah. No, it's a battle. And I'm not a Christian per se, but I like this. I might be. If this is what Christianity was, I probably would be. Many Christians have just stopped fighting altogether because they are battered and bruised or using dull blades to fight demonic powers. When you fast and pray, you effectively sharpen the word in your mouth. Instead of flippantly quoting Bible scripture, you now wield a powerful weapon with a razor-sharp edge that slashes the enemy when you speak. Oh, my God. slashing the enemy when you speak. Do you feel this? A hunger strike against evil. And there's a lot of it. Come on. Not boring. Fasting is not boring. So it's kind of where I want to leave you. Like, I've been called, I got some crap I'm dealing with. Like, my relationships are my struggle. And so, like, fasting is just a way to put the brakes on life, you know, in general. And I'm thinking it's giving me clarity. It's pushing me in the right direction. I'm starting to figure out I've got to make up my mind. And all I have to do when it comes to relationships is make up my mind what I want and then wait. It's going to happen. And I got to keep my faith, of course. But it's coming my way if I just make up my mind. What do I want? Because it's going to be mine. And you start thinking about fasting. And it creates favor. I mean, I feel it's undeniable. If you don't believe that, you've never fasted. It creates supernatural favor to the person that does it. And he's got all these stories in his book about these armies or nations that were under attack in the Bible that then resorted to fasting. They declared a fast in response because they didn't know what to do. They were outnumbered. They were facing their death. And then miraculously, they scored some kind of military victory, or the other side blundered their way into a defeat. And all was saved. Lots of stories like this. And then you're like, well, okay, those are just Bible stories. Smoke. But he mentioned and I looked this up, this is crazy, the Yom Kippur War, Israel versus whoever it was, in like, it was either the 60s or 70s. The Israeli army fasted for 24 hours on the eve of battle. Like most armies would be like, hey, you're about to go out and possibly face your death. We're going to feed you really nicely. You know, no. This army did the opposite. They fasted. And as you know, I don't trust history, or I feel like the battle might have been rigged or whatever. I don't know what happened. I don't claim to know. But interestingly, though, they did win. So if you don't think fasting, and then they also claimed the occupied territories, which, not a good thing, in my opinion. It has not been a good thing. I'm not rooting for any military, you know, at this point. But I'm rooting for peace. But it is interesting. Like, if you don't think fasting creates favor, then why in the world would this highly sophisticated military use it as a weapon system? I don't advise using fasting to help you defeat an enemy. Maybe, depending on what your enemy is. Yes, I could advise that. In fact, I do. I don't advise it, but maybe if I were trying to defend my land, my home, my people, yeah, I would do it then, of course. But I don't, Israel's kind of a mushy topic, but nonetheless, they did use it as a weapon, it seems, from my vantage point. I'm not judging, but I'm just observing, I feel like. But anyway, so what if we all got together? If you actually watched this video this far, what if we all got together and did a little fast with a common thing in our minds, like a common objective, like something we were all praying for that we want to see? What would happen? I'd like to find out. What would you pray for? What would you pray for? What could we all agree on that we need to come together and aim our minds at? It's like this psychic atom bomb. We just put the thing, aim it, and then drop the bomb on some little issue facing us, this human slavery, if you will, that we all are subjected to. The matrix, if you will, whatever it is. The demons, the archons, the Muslims call it the jinn. These supernatural forces that feed on our negative energy. Like we are a crop, if you will. We are cattle. Like, what can we do about that? Do we want to be free or do we want to be treated better? You know? Let's figure that out and then let's make a move. Anyway, don't you think it's high time you change? Don't you think it's high time to make a change and get off the firing line? I forgot the words, but I love that song. And Lord, if your luck just ain't been running as smoothly, fasting is for you. You can change your luck. Have good luck, you know. Just make the sacrifice. Do it. See what happens. Yeah. Happy to be alive. Happy to be here. Blessed. Look at this fire. It's just awesome. Got my bare feet on the ground. Beautiful morning. Love you all. Peace. Get off the firing line.